Make a date with Rev Dr Ebenezer Markwei at 6 a.m. from Monday to Saturday on Graphic Online via Facebook and YouTube as he expounds on matters of faith.
Still on Genesis chapter 42, I'd like to capture my thoughts this morning with backdoor talks of guilt. Backdoor talks of guilt. You know what? One thing that I liked about this story, the brothers of Joseph came to what I call the Remorse Hill or the Remorse Valley, depending upon how you look at it. And at that place, they began to do some things. They began to admit to themselves. So it wasn't just individual admission. It now became, an organized guilt chat. It was not just an individual, or maybe somebody said who suggested it was but it was, they all took ownership of what was done. It is very interesting that sometimes when something happens, people don't like to take ownership for what they did. And then they begin to go into the blame game. Adam said it was Eve who did it to me, and then Eve said it was the serpent. And I'm sure the serpent began to flick the tongue, or flick the fangs, or whatever they call it. Hey, the brothers of Joseph said, no, look, all of us, let's sit down. Let us sit down. Something has seriously gone wrong in our lives. Something has seriously gone wrong. And there's something that we're doing. So let us have a collective responsibility. We did this. I remember many years ago something happened to, in a group of people, something happened to somebody. And it was a collective attack. And then when the day of reckoning came, now they were going to point fingers. No, I didn't do it. I wasn't part of this person. I said, what? Come on. There has to be a place of collective responsibility. Collective responsibility. Many years ago, there was a coup d'etat. And then, somebody was overthrown. And then many people rushed on the streets. People rushed on the street and they said, let the blood flow. And then afterwards, we came back to the realization that some of the things that these people did, that they were taken to the gallows and shot. People lost their fathers. People lost their lives. People lost their husbands. People lost their loved ones through kangaroo courts. And then now when the day of reckoning comes, people were saying, we didn't know. Now we want to hold this thing of truth commission. There has to be collective responsibility. It was not just the sole responsibility of the armed insurgents who then took over the mantles of power and shot people's parents. We all assented to it. We all assented to it. We said, let the blood flow. We championed the kangaroo courts. We sang with glee when people's fathers were being shot for just borrowing 4,000 or 40,000 cities at that time, which was in the bank books to be repaid. Loans which were to be repaid. There are no loans which had been written off. There has to be collective responsibility. That's what the brothers of Joseph were saying. So, guys, we are guilty. It may not be in upfront over there, but there has to be backdoor talks that we did not do right. Especially when we find out that some of the things that we are accusing them of, we have done worse. Normally, I always say, it is those who have skeletons in their cupboard, they are the first people to pick up stones to throw at other people. Now here we are. The stones that you pick to throw at other people is an indication of the hidden skeletons in your cupboard. And sometimes people need to bear collective responsibility for what they did wrong. Oh, I wasn't part of it. What did you do? Did you stop it? Did you oppose it? Did you argue against it? Did you say to them, what you guys are doing is wrong? Did you do that? In the light of the revelations of the present we have, we can now examine our past actions and then take collective responsibility for what we all did wrong. And try not to shift the blame. Even if we are not bold enough to come forward and say it, we must discuss it in the back rooms of our places of gossip. We must say it, that we did not do right. We must look at each other. We must be able to look at each other in the face and say, you know what? I think we missed it. Let's not hide under the false shadows of Kesera. Whatever will happen, will happen. No, it's not right. Let's not hide behind the fact, I didn't know. I wasn't part of it. You were part of it. Because you have silent assent. Did you oppose it? Did you speak up? Did you say, I think we may be going too far? Did you say that? You did not. You didn't cry out at injustice. Joseph's brothers sat behind and they said, you know what? We missed it. We all missed it. It's a collective responsibility, and everyone must take a share in it. Take a cake out of the collective responsibility for yourself. Backdoor chats of guilt. Well, the choices are yours. See you later.
Please visit our website, graphic.com.gh, or follow us on Facebook at Daily Graphic and on YouTube and Twitter at GraphicGH.
Subscribe now.